world, it's Keely and I'm back for another video. This is going to be the start of my Thanksgiving weekly vlog. I decided that I wanted to do a vlog this week where I talk about what my week is like during a holiday week in the United States. Thanksgiving is Thursday, and then we have an unofficial but official consumerism holiday on Friday called Black Friday. I have off this week, Thursday and Friday, thankfully. Very excited about that. And I have a lot to do this week, so I thought I would just bring you guys along. Is Monday, it's about lunchtime, so I'm about to go downstairs and get some lunch. So far this morning, I have been getting some work done, kind of conceptualizing what my week is going to be like in terms of work. And then I also filmed and started editing my 2026 goals video, which is going to take a little while to edit because I rambled for a while and it was like 45 minutes of footage, so I need to edit that. I am reading one book, priority book this week, and that is this one, which is The Subtle Knife by Philip Pullman. This is the second book in the His Dark Materials trilogy. I started it last night on my Kindle. I think I'm about like 55 or 60 pages in so far. I'm going to have to look, but that looked about right. This is my priority read for this week. I really want to finish up book 2 so that in December I can read book 3 and finish out the His Dark Materials trilogy for the year. That would be incredible. I have some other books on my brain too, but this is really going to be the main one for fun. For work, I started last week reading this one, which is Dreyer's English, Utterly Correct Guide to Clarity and Style by Benjamin Dreyer, who is the copy chief of Random House Publishing. I got this one so that I can learn more about writing and copy editing and hopefully become a better writer. For work, I'm a project operations specialist for a program, and I do a lot of writing as part of that. Kind of the main things that I write are emails. But then also I am like the SOP person, so the standard operating procedure. Basically, it is a guidebook, like directions resource for specific things. So when you have like a protocol, like let's say that you're running a program and part of that program is you have to maintain a certain spreadsheet. Well, in order to do that, you should have some kind of SOP, some kind of document that you share that is an internal document for you and your team that basically explains what that resource is, how it's used, and if you're going to have someone else new come on and learn how to do that, you can kind of give them this document and be like, read this. This is literally instructions for how to do it. And a lot of people hate writing SOPs. I love writing SOPs, and so it's really a challenging but kind of fun way of, if you need to teach someone else your job very quickly, how do you do that? And here is a document that explains exactly my thought process in order to get that task done. Hopefully it makes sense. That's like a really long-winded way of saying it's basically instructions for how to do something. But you want it to be in very plain language, very easy to read, easy to understand. You don't want to use any jargon that isn't explained. You don't want to use any acronyms that aren't explained. Someone that has zero knowledge of how to do your job should be able theoretically to come in, read this document, and kind of understand what you do in order to do the thing. It doesn't necessarily mean they're trained in it or like an expert, but if I am out sick, the job still needs to be done. That's like a huge thing. All of that to say that it's important to me that I be a decent writer. I haven't taken any writing classes since grad school 10 years ago. I thought that this would be a good resource to have. My husband also writes SOPs for his job, and I wanted to start reading that one. So these are kind of the two books I'm reading right now. This one for fun, this one for work. I also then wanted to make up and print out some menus for the week because we have like regular dinners that I need to cook to use up groceries for us to eat, but then also Thanksgiving dinners this week. We're not going to make all of these because this is too many. There's not enough days in the week, but on the docket for today, I will be making homemade chicken ramen, and I absolutely love it. I've made it like 100 times. It's so good. I'll be making that, and then for Tuesday and Wednesday, we will either be eating we'll probably be eating leftovers, and then I need to really go through and determine which of these other 4 recipes uses the most amount of produce. so that I'm not losing food. Like food's not going bad. So I'm not sure which one those will be. And then I also made a section, I just did this in Canva earlier. I made a section of baked goods, which is a list of things that I want to make over the next couple of weeks. So blueberry muffins from the Colbert cookbook that I've been using. And then I have a recipe for chocolate peppermint scones and also chocolate Swiss roll, which is going to be a practice for Christmas dinner. And then I printed out my menu for Thanksgiving. My husband and I spend Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's alone, and I like to make it a big deal. So I like to make I basically cook all day long on Thanksgiving and all day long on Christmas. We also celebrate Christmas Eve, where we have like appetizers and stuff. Thanksgiving is Thursday. We'll start the day by putting on some of the parades, and then we basically binge every Bob's Burgers Thanksgiving episode. And we'll have like regular breakfast, and then around lunchtime, early afternoon, I will make some appetizers and we'll just kind of graze on those until dinner. So appetizers this year are an onion and Gouda galette, which is basically like a pastry that has like really cooked down caramelized onions and cheese, and it's so good. When I made it previous years, it's actually supposed to use Gruyere cheese, but I accidentally bought Gouda, and I'm just gonna use the Gouda because I bought it. I'm gonna use it, and we love cheese, so it's gonna be fine. And then I bought some meats and cheeses and veggies and pears, and I'm going to take this big tray that I have, like a serving tray for Thanksgiving, and I saved a picture on Pinterest of how to set everything up so that it looks like a giant turkey, but you're just like eating meat and cheese. I'm very excited about it. So I'm going to do that. And then for dinner, I got me and my husband a very small turkey. I would love to have like a big ass turkey that I have to roast like all day. Like I think that would be so fun, but it's only the two of us and that would be such a waste. So I typically do like small turkeys. So I have a turkey. I have to make mashed potatoes. I just got like a gravy packet. Like I don't have a homemade gravy recipe or anything. I just have turkey gravy. I got a box of cornbread stuffing, which I'm excited about. I have a side that I've made every year for the last couple of years that my husband really loves, which is butternut squash, Brussels sprouts, cranberries, maple syrup, pecans. It's super duper good. And then a little can of cranberry sauce for my husband because he loves it. I got some crescent rolls, and we'll throw some applesauce or something on there. And then for dessert, I printed out, my husband requested a Bakewell tart, which I've never made before, but we love them. And so I want to try to make one. So I bought all of the ingredients yesterday for all of this. Shopping the weekend before Thanksgiving or the weekend before any holiday at a grocery store is kind of a nightmare. And I was only in the grocery store for like a half hour, but I was on the verge of an anxiety attack the whole time. Like my chest was so tight. I had to keep taking deep breaths. I had to keep like stopping and just focusing on my phone where I had my grocery list. And I had to keep telling myself like, you belong here. You can take up space. You're allowed to be here, because I start to feel like I'm getting in everyone's way and then I should just kind of flee and get out of there. But I was like, no, like you're here to do something. You need to get these groceries because you want to make a big dinner. And so you have just as much right to take up space in the aisle as anyone else does. So by the time I got up to the self-check, I was a little bit stressed. I had some tightness in my chest, but I did okay. I texted my sister and I was like, oh my God, that was a lot, but I made it. And I also parked at the very end of the parking lot so that I didn't have to like worry about other people. And then of course, as I was putting stuff in the car, people got into a car accident being impatient, trying to get into the parking lot of the grocery store. And I was like, get me home. I want to go home. I got home yesterday and just locked myself in the house. I will be locking myself in the house for most of this week. Yesterday was a rest day from running. Today is also a rest day. Tomorrow I will do a short, easy run because Saturday I did my turkey trot, which was a 5K just on the treadmill. We love, my husband and I, working out or hiking or going for a bike ride or something the day of a holiday if we can. We typically don't for Christmas Day or Thanksgiving. If we do anything, we go to the gym, and that's just the gym in our apartment complex, and like no one else is ever there. We do that on New Year's Day almost every year. And then over the summer months for holidays, we will go like hiking or a bike ride or something. So we will work out tomorrow, and then not Wednesday. Thursday is Thanksgiving. I probably won't work out. Friday is Black Friday. I probably will work out. I try not to leave the house on Black Friday because it's crazy. It's not as crazy as it was growing up. Do you remember what it was like growing up when they had like the people would line up outside the door at Walmart, and they had like, I remember one year they had like $30 DVD players that people were fighting over, and it was crazy. We do most of our shopping online at this point, thankfully. But why was I talking about that? I don't remember. My brain is a little scattered today. Gym, working out. Yeah, so it's working today. After work, I need to go to the pharmacy and pick up a prescription. We have a bunch of stuff we need to take to donate, so I want to get that out of the way because the spot that we're storing it in our living room is where our Christmas tree goes, so I need to get that stuff out of the house. I have all my groceries. Tuesday we'll be going to the gym, which we'll just walk there and come back, so I don't need to go anywhere. Wednesday we'll be working and not going anywhere, and then Thursday all day we'll just be cooking. Friday we'll be home. Saturday we're going out. We're going to our friend's house for Friendsgiving. For Friendsgiving, I am making a cheese dip, and I got crackers for that, and I'm also making a chocolate bourbon pecan pie because we're doing barbecue for Thanksgiving with our friends, which I'm very excited about. And then yeah, so it's a lot going on over the next few days. I thought I'd bring you guys along with me, see how this goes. And now I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna go get some lunch. I'm gonna come back upstairs. I have a couple tasks I want to get done before the end of today and for work. And at some point I need to give my dog a bath because I was supposed to do that this weekend and completely forgot about it. But she's due for a bath. She gets a bath once a month, and then the next morning she gets her next guard, heart guard chews so that she's good for another month. I also need to wash the sweater that she's wearing. She has lots of sweaters. She's a little dog and she loves sweaters. But oh, she knows I'm talking about her. So she sat up. So I need to go eat lunch, take the menus downstairs, get the cookbook out. Already had coffee, that's good. My husband did laundry all weekend, so that's done. Okay, I think that's it. Let's go get something to eat. It is now Tuesday the 25th. It is about 9 o'clock in the morning. I've been awake for like an hour and a half, and I'm using the word awake very loosely. I was so asleep. Normally when my husband comes into the bedroom to say goodbye, that he's like heading out for work, I always give him a hug. And normally I'm awake when he comes in. I was so out this morning, and when he gave me a hug, I was convinced that it was Sunday and that he was just like giving me a hug to wake me up. My hair is standing up. And then I realized like, no, it's Tuesday. Like, so I'm very sleepy. I have my coffee that is not doing nearly enough to wake me up, but I'm just kind of like slowly allowing myself to get to the point where I can function and think about what I want to do today. I had some chores that I was supposed to do yesterday and just completely didn't. Like yesterday, I was supposed to go to the pharmacy to pick up my medicine and completely forgot. I finished work. I had something pop up at 4:50 that someone messaged me and was like, oh, I need help with this real quick. And I was like, oh my God, okay. So I ended up signing out of work a little bit late so we could finish that up. And then I went downstairs and fed my dog, and I spent an hour making ramen and it was delicious and it was so wonderful. But then we didn't eat until like almost 6:30, and then we just hung out and watched YouTube videos and started getting hype for when we go to Epic Universe next year. And I like made a note on my notes app on my phone of all of the different restaurants and like must eat items in the park. And yeah, I was supposed to go to CVS, completely forgot. I was supposed to give my dog a bath yesterday so she could have her medicine today, completely forgot. So I have to give her a bath today. Like if I do nothing else today, I have to give her a bath. And then the other thing is I have to go to the pharmacy after work. So we are going to the gym after work as long as I can wake up. I do feel very shitty today. I had a coughing attack earlier, which was super duper fun. I have asthma, so having coughing attacks are like really brutal. They sound horrible. I don't have bronchitis. It's just how my throat sound, how my lungs sound when I cough. But if we go to the gym, then after the gym, we're just doing leftovers for dinner and I will go to the pharmacy. I'm watching right now a lot of like reset with me videos from different creators of people like doing deep cleans of their house or just getting ready for the holidays or whatever, and those are always super motivating to me. I did write some stuff down in my planner yesterday. I have some videos that I'd like to film. I did film, edit, upload, schedule my Friday video for this week, which is very nice. This video I would like to probably go up on maybe Sunday after Friendsgiving and all of that. Today, let's write down what I have to do. I think that's it. I don't need to do anything yet for Thanksgiving. Today for work, I'm doing a huge research project, so I need to go in and find updated stats for a bunch of stuff. I started making a plan for that yesterday. I finished up the round 1 thing I had to do, which was take all the stats that someone else had already collected and put them into this big document. And now today I need to go in and look for stats and start updating other sections and then any other work that pops up that people need help with. Thankfully, this week is very chill. Most people are either about to be out of the office or like emotionally out of the office. So I work today and tomorrow, and then I'll have off Thursday and Friday. My husband has off tomorrow through the weekend. But it's just gonna be a very slow start to the day, very chill. We'll probably put on some music and just start researching stuff at some point. I have to give Zoe her bath, but she's like still kind of asleep, so I'm gonna give her a little bit, give my coffee a chance to start working. I think that's what I'm gonna do. This is like the worst time to start an update for this vlog, but oh, there's Zoe in her new, well, not new, in her fresh, clean winter sweater. Gave her a bath this morning. And now it is like middle of the day and I am coming downstairs to put my dish from lunch in the sink and see if I can, I'm gonna put you guys in the cabinet. Is this okay? Hope this is fine because this is where you're going. I want to make as much noise as possible. No, I have the Colbert cookbook and I got fresh blueberries to make blueberry muffins. So I am taking a break from my work day. To make the blueberry muffins. I have my muffin tin. I haven't made muffins at all this year, I don't think. I need to get, oh, I'm not gonna be able to reach that. Happy Thanksgiving. It is Thursday. I am awake, kind of. I'm about to make some coffee, but I'm getting all of my recipes and my menu out so I can figure out timing for everything. This morning, I'm going to make the dessert that my husband asked for, which is a Bakewell tart, which I've never made before. So I have that right here. First, this morning, we're going to watch the parade, the Macy's parade. We can watch it on Peacock, so I have that up and ready to go. And then throughout the day, we just watch Bob's Burgers Thanksgiving episodes. Around probably a little bit after lunchtime, we will have our appetizers, which are right here, which is an onion, Gouda, and butternut squash galette, which is like a tart thing. It's really, really good. And then I'm making a platter of cheese and ring bologna and crackers and veggies that's gonna look like a turkey. I'm very excited for it. And then later this evening, we'll have actual dinner. So that's gonna be a whole big thing. But so far, yesterday I chopped up, or I sliced up the cheese and the meat so I could have some for lunch. I heard a noise, it's my dog. Today I need to make this British jam tart. Yesterday I filmed like random things, but I felt like shit yesterday, to be honest. I had such stomach pains all day long, was so queasy, really thought I was gonna get sick at one point. I don't know what was going on, but my stomach was just so unhappy with me that I just didn't have the energy to like talk on the camera. But yesterday I had work and we just hung out and I made dinner. I made these pork tacos. That is a HelloFresh recipe from like a year or so ago when we got HelloFresh. I saved the recipe cards and then we'll just like remake them with ingredients at home, and that was yummy. So I'm glad that we had that for dinner. And now I need to get started trying to make this Bakewell tart. So I will report back. Okay, seeing as I've never made this before, and this sounds like a lot when I have a lot of cooking to do today, I think I'm gonna make like a cheat version. So instead of making this crust, I bought these pie crusts that you can freeze or refrigerate. I think I'm just gonna use that and then use all of the ingredients to make the filling. I think that's what I'm gonna do. It's just gonna be so much easier. So now let's make some coffee. Okay, it is now Black Friday, and I filmed clips yesterday of cooking. I was in the kitchen basically all day yesterday, cooking dinner and appetizers and stuff, but it worked out. And today I am prepping some stuff to take to Friendsgiving, to our friend's house tomorrow. We're doing barbecue, and I want to make this pimento cheese dip. So I have the cookbook out. I have one of my mixing bowls. These came with lids, which is incredible, so I'm just gonna make it right in here. And then the other thing that I'm taking that I'm gonna make today is a chocolate bourbon pecan pie, and we're gonna taste it before I take it, just in case it didn't work out because I've never made it before. I'm not too worried about the cheese dip because it's cheese, but I want to make the pie today too. I've also been decorating for Christmas all day, and tomorrow morning I will make the deviled eggs that I'm also taking. Reading update, I am almost finished with The Subtle Knife, which is the second book in the His Dark Materials trilogy. Very excited to be almost done with that. I don't know if this is a common opinion, but I like Will much more than I like, is her name Lyra? I think she's kind of annoying in book 2. I really prefer Will in this book. I hope that he sticks around, but probably because I like him, they're gonna kill him off. But let's try to make this cheese dip. So here's what it ended up looking like. I can form it into a ball if I want to. I tried it and it definitely has a bit of a kick, but we're gonna leave it to come to a little bit of room temperature, not like totally warm, and then try it again and see if there's any other things that we want to add to it. So here's the recipe, and it does say to serve it room temperature a little bit so that we can try it again. But yay, okay. I wanted to show you guys my amazing cookie jar that I got at Home Goods last year. Isn't he beautiful? So we just got back from the gym, and I think I'm gonna make this pecan pie and see how it works out, and if it tastes good then we'll take it for tomorrow. The only thing is we don't have bourbon, so my husband's gonna go through what we do have and see if there's something we have that we can swap. I think it should be fine. I mean, I have a shit ton of chocolate and pecans, so I think it'll be fine.
It's the new year.
Today is Friendsgiving, and I wanted to quick show you because we got to get out the door. I made deviled eggs, and I saw someone on Reddit say if you don't have an egg travel thing, put them in little muffin thingies and it keeps them from sliding all over. So yay, that'll work great. And then I also have this Trader Joe's smoky and hot chili powder, which is paprika and hot chili. And I'm going to bring this with so that people can sprinkle on top if they want. Yay. Okay, we gotta go.